Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 8 of What If Naruto Fuse with Minato, Kushina and Kurama. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, stay in tune for the rest of what if's coming your way over Anime King 2 and Anime King. Yes, if you're new, I indeed have 3 channels, and making 2 and making 3, which I post what if on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to we leap on into this new episode. Start the intro, guys. So the last spot we left off, both Naruto and Konan were making their way in a village. The both of them adjusted a mission together. This was her mission after all, to find out more about him. Although that was her mission, she was having fun, as she's never been able to attend festivals before. Given her lifestyle, her being, well, a part of the Akatsuki. And before that she was an orphan of the Hidden Rain, so she's never really enjoyed something like this before, and she had to say, it was rather fun. However, she remained in her persona, keeping herself a bit detached even though she was enjoying herself a lot. As Naruto and her went over to a booth. She was an expert when it comes to weapons, even though she didn't really use them that often after all. She had great, excellent accuracy. However, she missed every single shot. She was confused and baffled by that, as it was then that she realized it was the kunais. As Naruto applied wind chakra and knocked them all down. As he laughed at her expression, it was rather funny to him after all. So with that, they made their way. They eventually moved to one of the rooms, as she had her own room, as Naruto gave her the teddy bear that he won. However, she came to talk. Figuring that this was the time to get some information and some secrets out of him, they started to drink sake. However, it was affecting her more than it was affecting him. The more they drank, the more they talked. As she started to talk about peace and how it could be achieved, because he said that he was the strongest. If he was indeed the strongest, why not use that power as a deterrent? However, he was against all of her ideologies, as he called her stupid. Now that insanely pissed her off, because that was the main reason why the Akatsuki was created, to bring peace to the elemental nation, and he was saying that it was impossible, something that she didn't like to hear. So she was incredibly against him for saying that. As they continued to argue until arguing turned into, well, kissing. As that turned into clothes being stripped off. Things moved rather fast from that point on, that she didn't even know what was going on, as she couldn't control her movements. Her body just went with the flow. The next morning she woke up, she was absolutely shocked to find where she was. She got her things as she left a note and quickly left the area as fast as she could, as she would wash up when she get back home. Arriving back home to Nagato, at the tower, he was confused she didn't arrive last night. She proceeded to tell him that she got all sweaty flying here because of the insane heat from the sun. So she wanted to get a shower before she speak to him on anything. However, in that shower she had a deep conversation with herself, as that was, yeah, a lot. She didn't expect the night to go that way at all. Not at all. However, a part of her wasn't angry about it. Meanwhile, Naruto came too, as he found the note. And he had to say he really enjoyed himself. So this is what he was missing out all along. Well, this was downright amazing. So with that, he got a shower, as he proceeded to leave the area. knowing that Konan could find him when she wanted to because he had that slipper of paper that she gave him to begin with. However, as he moved, he found someone tracking him. He could have escaped, but he figured now was the time to warn him about the upcoming threat. Toads surrounding him as they stopped him from going anywhere. Jiren and Tsunade arrived at the scene. As Jiren asked him if he was Naruto, as Naruto ignored his question and told him that Orochimaru the Sannin was planning to destroy the village. And he was planning to get aid from another village as well, but he did not know. Now Jiren was adamant on getting Naruto back to the village to find out more about this. He tried to place Naruto under a seal, however. The onslaught of power that Naruto released completely obliterates that seal, forcing him and Tsunade back as Naruto got back to his feet. As Tsunade tried to knock him out, but he simply blasted her away. However, Jiren and Tsunade noticed that he had a deep hatred for Jiren mostly. Yes, he seemed rather angry towards him for the reason that Jiren did not know. And that led him to believe that there was something that he was missing, something that all of them was missing. However, he would not tell them anything about himself. So with that, he ended up vanishing away, before they could even track him. Meanwhile, Konan informed Nagato about what she found out. However, she kept several things to herself. Well, the night what happened really. However, she did notice a twitch on his face when she mentioned the Nine Tails. But it was then that she came to a shocking realization: if he was a Nine Tails Jinchuriki, they would have to kill him to get the beast. Now that frightened her a lot because she never really thought about that. And now that she did, what could she say? Since what happened, her mind was getting a bit frightened about it. The prospect of him dying. And she knew that she should keep the feelings out of this, because that was not a good thing at all. So with that out of the way, as she kept herself calm. However, she was looking forward to meeting up with him once again. Meanwhile, Naruto and Guren were heading towards Taki. As Guren was rather angry that Naruto kept on disrespecting her lord. And she didn't see why Orochimaru-sama kept him around. Yes, he was strong, but with his tone and his disrespect towards the man, she didn't believe that he was worthy to be around their lord. As she warned him once again, however, Naruto completely disregarded what she said. While they were heading there though, Team 7 also making their way there for a simple mission, and the two groups might interact on the way though. However, Guren took a step forward and she tried to attack Naruto with one of her crystals. She found herself manhandled as he slammed her down, telling her to mind her place. He might joke around with her, but she need to watch herself. As he released her, Guren felt a little fear running to her at that moment. She knew that he was dangerous, but this, well, judging that he was always smiling all the time, this came as a surprise. So yeah guys, basically let's play it off. You guys can switch across the place of yourself so to begin this new episode. The land of grass was similar to Konoha in many ways. As Naruto wondered, the reason why they called themselves that was because maybe Konoha took the Leaf Village away. Well, they already take that name, so they call themselves the Land of Grass. It seems like whatever him and Guren were here to do was not something that was to be public to anyone else after all. Judging by the fact that they had snuck in, Guren had brought him around to a location where Naruto saw a man in his 60s. Another one seemed to be in his late 50s and a woman in her early 40s. Guren had looked towards him with a smirk when she told him that he was her guard. He would wait outside with the other two guards that the older people brought. He would have said something because he was never told anything about this. However, Naruto was just interested in gathering information to find out what exactly Orochimaru was planning with the Land of Grass. So with that, he had a clone transform the moment he stepped foot, when Guren was not watching him, right into the village. Said clone was inside as he transformed into a fly, overhearing the conversation. On the outside though, the two guards that were there to watch over the three older people did not seem pleased at all. That Naruto was not taking his job well, seeing that he was just laid back. However, there was nothing to really worry about. The location that they were at, there wasn't anyone really going around or making any trouble around here. In fact, he had not seen another soul since he stepped foot in here. As he leaned back as his clone gathered all the necessary information. As Naruto got bored, yes. Yes, the Land of Grass is allied to Konoha, however. It's not like there would be Konoha shinobi right in the village at time when he decided to take a little stroll. As he got to his feet, one of the guards opened his mouth to say something, but before he could, A loud explosion went off. As they snapped their head, it was seeming to be in the center of the village. Well, it seems like someone was having some fun, Ruta thought. As he disappeared, the two ninjas looked at each other shocked. Where did he go? Was that teleportation? Or was it raw speed? Guren stepped out. What the hell is going on, she said. As she looked around, where's that idiot, she said, looking towards one of the guards. He just vanished. Guren clenched her fists. I told him to stay put. The three elders stepped out. What is going on, said Guren. What is this? I am not sure, the woman said. It seems like our village is under attack. Meanwhile, that was going on a few minutes earlier. Team 7 was here to gather materials. A simple job, yes. A basic C rank, transport and return to the village. Nothing too difficult for them. Team 7's strain in communication has been getting worse ever since. And it did not seem like it was going to fix anytime soon. Something that Kakashi did not like one bit. However, as luck would have it, Team 7 had the worst luck. As they were here to speak to the leader of the village, his name was Ayashi, a tall man with black hair. As Ayashi was a kind man, generous as he spoke to them, even allowing them rest in his village, so they would not distrain themselves. However, Suyen, that was his name. A missing name from Taki. Suyen had long dark hair with dark eyes, a goatee, as he was wearing a black jacket, grey pants, sandals, and a bandana as well. Suyen had got the hero water from the waterfall village, something that magnified the user's ability, especially in the water variety. But not only that, their chakra output, their stamina, their speed, their strength was quadrupled. The reason why Suyen was here was because of some problem in the past. Suyen grew up in a rather nice, cozy family. However, his parents were ninjas, but they were killed, leaving him all alone to protect his baby brother. However, as luck would have it, grass ninjas killed his brother when he was a mere genin, as the grass was encroaching on their territory. That was a few years ago. Because the grass had the allies of Konoha backing them, they got arrogant. I actually believe that Taki should hand over more of their land to them because of their close proximity. However, the leader of Taki refused, so they got into a bit of skirmish. It took them a while to sort it out. However, several ninjas lost their life, as Suyen had pleaded with the Taki leader that this injustice cannot go like this. However, the man was shunned down like many others in the past, as the history of this village was when they had sent Kakazu to assassinate the first Hokage, but when he failed, they tossed him to the wind like he was nothing. As Suyen festered that hatred until he went rogue. That was a few months ago when he stole hero water, and there was a few shinobis that followed him out of the village. The ones that lost their families and friends to the grass shinobis. Suyen was destined to plunder the village into nothing but chaos and destruction, as he was able to get some more allies, some support, as he was in charge of a rather dangerous group of ninjas. They did not wage war against any of the other nations, but all they wanted was more support. Suyen had returned to the village. He had tried to speak to the leader of said village. Now his name was Shibuki. Shibuki was a kind man and didn't want war. Suyen vowed that he would kill him when the time is right, and he would make Taki great again. After all, they were the only nations that possessed a tail beast, and they were not a major village. He wanted to use that power. However, he failed to get his hands on the Jinchuriki, so he figured that he would do it himself. Cockiness, arrogance, made him believe that he could conquer one village by himself. Yes, he had support, but still that wasn't enough. But he was definitely going to try though. Suyen stepped into the village. As he started to attack, his forces spreading out. The attacking ninjas all possessed great water affinities, as he had each of them sip some of the hero water. However, he took the largest gulp. Even now he was wearing a necklace. It was a strange jewel, with the remainder of the hero water inside. As the rumors were you were not supposed to drink it all otherwise, It would shorten your life to an extreme degree. So Suyin had just taken a bit, however, the power that he gave him, it felt so invigorating, so great. However, this was the exact time when Team 7 decided to collect the irons. Suyin also planned on collecting every single iron in this village to use to make weapons for his men, for when they go to kill Shibuki and take over Taki as their own. With the power that he had, he felt like a god. That is why when he also saw the Konoha ninjas, he attacked, knowing that Konoha was the reason why the previous leaders off. Taki refused to allow them to get retribution because they fear the wrath of Konoha. Kakashi and Sasuke and Sakura did not expect this at all, however. They got caught up in a little war. Perched on top of a small building, Naruto looked down. He was surprised. It's been a while since he saw his former teammates and Sensei as well. As he was more surprised of Sakura. Yes, Sasuke has gotten stronger, however, Sakura. He watched as she was taking on some Chunin 11 ninjas. Granted, she was being aided by several grass ninjas, but still, she was holding her own. And that was mighty impressive. Her stamina, her strength, her chakra reserves have gotten larger. It seems like his death had been a great impact on all of them. Sasuke's Sharingan was spinning wildly as he slaughtered his opponents. As Naruto noticed that, the boy did not hold back. His blade sliced through throats. He aimed to maim or kill. As Naruto looked down towards the last member, something was wrong about this person. He did not feel any emotion coming from him. Even as he blocked and sliced down his opponents, there was absolutely nothing. Now something was definitely wrong there. Ieyashi wasn't really much of a fighter, so when Suyin came after him, his guards had to be the one to protect him. However, grass shinobis might be strong, but they're not that strong. Kakashi jumped in to aid their allies as the battle went on, but with the maximum power of the hero water, Suyin was holding his own against Kakashi. The man had mastery over water, it seems, a greater extent that most shinobis these days did not possess. He was able to raise water walls with his hand. He was able to spew water from his mouth without hand sign. He was also able to shield his body in a thick layer of water that was so dense, jutsus could not go through it. As Naruto watches Kakashi clash against the man, that is when Sakura took someone's life. It seemed like it was indeed her first time. It was an accident. One of the grass shinobis, someone her age, was about to be killed, and she launched a kunai as it stuck right into the man's forehead. She froze up. Naruto watches one of the Taki ninjas launch a kunai with an explosive note and exploded the area. Her body was thrown as she had frozen up. Her head hit the wall. Naruto watched as that guy, the third member on the team, his replacement, saw. However, he didn't rush to her aid. Instead, he just stood there watching. One of the Taki ninjas saw the unconscious Sakura. As Naruto watches, the man licked his lips. The man calmly moved towards her as Naruto started to walk on the building, getting closer to the scene. As Naruto's hands started to flex as he readied himself, however, the man picked Sakura up as he started to move her. Naruto watches that third teammate did not do a single thing. He just watched as this went on, as it seemed like he wanted to see the outcome. Who the hell was this guy? Was this guy supposed to be the new him? Watching your own teammate get taken away and not doing a damn. No, that was cold. As Naruto looked over the building before he jumped off, said ninja that was carrying Sakura away. The man had a lustful look on his face. Getting a kunoichi from Konoha wasn't an easy feat. Kidnapping one as well wasn't easy either. However, there were some sick, twisted people in this world. Several of his allies came towards him as they wondered what was up. Who was this new person he was carrying? The look on his face told them all that they need to know, as they also started to smile as well. However, they heard something crack behind them as they turned. Shocked as they looked up and looked back down. Someone was standing there. How the hell did you get here? The man said as he held on to Sakura. He was a bit on the chubby side, however, he was fast enough to flee the area, and only their teammates knew about it. As the man turning with Sakura all of a sudden seemed to be jogging her back to reality. As she groaned, her head was pounding and Sakura was confused. She killed someone. It was her first time doing so and she froze up. And that cost her. And now she came to reality, however she was grabbed. Her mouth covered, a kunai placed at her throat. I don't know who the hell you are, the man said, but I suggest you get out of here before she dies. As Naruto tilted his head. Come on, he's just one of him. Show him hell, boys. The others laughed as they pulled their weapons. As Sakura felt the kunai pricked her. Was this it? Was she gonna die? Who was that guy? What was going on? How did she... Her eyes went wide as all of her inner monologue was cut off. The kunai was calmly removed from her neck. As the guy's hand was being bent before it snapped. He cried out as Sakura was able to push his hand away and leap back towards the stranger as she landed beside him. However, she kept her distance. He turned his back to the enemy, something that was rather shocking. There's no need to worry, he said. I'm not here to harm you. Who are you, she said as she looked him over. A friend, he said to her. The larger guy that got his arm broken rushed forward as a chain had wrapped around his arm that burst from underneath the ground. However, now he was free, he swung his uninjured arm, only for Naruto to duck. As Naruto then came back up before he raised his hand and slammed it in the man's face, without even looking at him. His nose shattered upon impact. You know, filth like you are one of the things I hate most. I mean, look at you. You're like what, in your late 30s? Yes, she's a kunoichi, but she's still a child. And your sick, twisted, perverted minds. You think that was a good thing to do, said Naruto as he turned towards them. The rest of them started to step back as his eyes gave them a look that sent shivers down their spine. The guy tried to look away, however, he was confused when his face was grabbed by an iron grip. Sakura was shocked when she saw the guy lift that pudgy guy off the ground one arm as he tried to claw at his hand. However, nothing was working. Chains came from the guy's back and bind him in mid-air. The others froze enough to even move as Naruto released killer intent. The man was bind as the arm that was broken started to stretch. The man screamed out, begging for mercy. However, the hand just kept on bending and bending. Sakura's face turned green like she was about to throw up. People like you deserve nothing but a gruesome death. As Naruto gripped the side of the man's face. As the man screamed when electricity started to course through his veins. However, his friends thought that it was a good idea to jump Naruto because he was not really paying attention. However, before they could even come close, chains elongated from his back and started to skewer them like they were pieces of meat. Bodies were torn off the ground as their bodies were thrown and tossed away like they were nothing but garbage, which they were. Sakura watched as the man turned towards her. She staggered back in fear, her entire being shaken. As this man was terrifying, however, he smiled. Sakura didn't know why, but for a second there she saw Naruto looking at her smiling. Why does he look like him? Oh, it's alright, Sakura, he said. How do you know my name, she said. Shit, Naruto thought. He might have jumped the gun there. That's a secret, he said. Can't really tell you. Who are you, she said. Why did you save me? You're not a grass shinobi. Not many people would go out of their way. Not that I'm not grateful, but why? Who are you, she said. Just a traveler passing through. You might want to get back to your friends. They might need your help. After he said that, another explosion went off. As she realized he was right as she turned. Thank you, she said, as she rushed off. However, Naruto followed behind her as he made his way back around the corner. Arriving there, he saw that Kakashi was still locked in a fight. 3 ninjas clashing with him. And the leader, Suyen, was one there as well, making the fort. However, Suyen was launching attacks from a distance. Kakashi was being overwhelmed, as he was being attacked from all over. Maybe it was Minato, yes. The feelings that he had for his former student. After all, he was his last living student. Maybe that was a reason, not to mention Kushina. She did not hate Kakashi as well. And besides, the man was nice to him knowing him, although he never told him who his parents were. Still, the feelings were still there. As Naruto sighed in annoyance, he walked over, as one of the ninjas saw him thinking that he was a grass ninja, and launched a mere water attack towards him and turned away thinking, that should be enough. Naruto coated his hand with chakra as he slapped right through the technique. As Kakashi turned his gaze thinking that this was going to be a fifth person, he had to fight now. Reinforcements was coming from the village to aid, as the ones that were here, they already brought the civilians to a safe place, given the fact that the man attacked right in the center of town. So they had to wait for the reinforcements that were coming. 4-on-1. That's not really fair. Who the hell are you? Said Suyin. No one really. Just someone passing through. Kakashi snapped his gaze towards him. You. As Kakashi had heard about the rumors, of course. Sakura heard about them as well. However, getting one's hopes up for no reason was the worst thing you can do, as she did not believe that this was Naruto. After all, how would he have aged? It made no sense. It's not like one person couldn't have another name of another. Kakashi was hard pressed to believe it as well. Kakashi was surprised when he saw this man here. You're Naruto, the Tail Beast Killer. Suyin eyes perked up at that. Wait, yes. You're really him, aren't you? The outlaw mercenary that has been getting everyone to wet themselves over the past couple of months. They said that your power is really something spectacular. However, you do it for the money. So how about it, said Suyin. As you can see, my man here, they are well compensated. Why don't you join me? I can make it worth your while. Kakashi started panic as this was worse than he thought. If he joined them, judging from what he had heard, this would be bad. Sakura's eyes went wide as she saw the guy that helped her over here now. But how did he... She rushed over, however she was blocked, as she had to fight back. The few grass ninjas that were around were only here to provide backup support. They were not that strong enough. But still, they were holding their own though, to hold off the remaining shinobis. The water did not take well to most of them. Most of them were still not that strong. And Sasuke was brutal. And Sai seemed to be advanced than most of them as well. Perhaps high tuning level, or perhaps he was still hiding his skills. That is a worthy offer, said Naruto. But I'm afraid I have to decline. Huh? Why, said Suyin. I heard you did this for the money. Meh, what can I say? Guess I'm feeling charitable today. You can count yourself lucky, Kakashi Hatake. As Naruto vanished, Kakashi froze up, shocked at this new presence behind him. Someone couldn't be that fast, right? He hadn't seen this kind of speed since his late sensei. I'm here to help you. As a hand rested on his shoulder. However, Suyin was pissed off. Kill them both, he yelled. One of the ninjas bravely enough pointed towards Naruto as he went through a hand sign. Water shot from his mouth in a bullet form. As Naruto moved forward and dodged all of them before he reappeared in front of the man. He proceeded to slam his hand 3 times in the man's torso before he twists and turned. He then slammed his hand right in the man's heart. Kakashi noticed with his Sharingan the chakra, the precise chakra on each of his fingertips. The man's eyes turned red like blood, like they were changing or transforming. However, his ears started to bleed. Kakashi saw exactly what happened. Naruto was able to stop the blood flow going to his heart and rushing through the rest of his body. It then clashed with the cycling of the blood and swell in his veins, bursting as blood started leaking from the man's eyes. This technique could be done with those that possess the Byakugan or even the Sharingan because they could see the chakra stream and they could tell where the pathways were. However, he possessed none of those, but he was able to do that. That was beyond skillful and refined. Just who in the hell was this guy? I suppose you can handle those too, right, Kakashi? Yeah, said Kakashi. As the man had this look that Kakashi just could not tell. Maybe it was a smirk, but something seemed so familiar. Suyin, how about we have a chat? Suyin shocked as he held out his hand. His water manipulation was truly on a different level. as he created a water blade and solidified it. You have no idea what tree you're barking up, boy. You can see my forces are overwhelming the grass. I suggest you and your friends over there just sit this out. Otherwise, I will be forced to... BAM! Naruto's fist collided against Suyen's chest. However, he started to laugh, as Naruto noticed that the man's body was packed by a water armor. Huh, stronger than I. BAM! Suyen backhanded Naruto as Naruto's face crashed into the ground. Suyen chuckled as he walked over. Next time when I'm speaking, don't you dare interrupt me, he said, as Naruto lay on the ground. What? Are you already dead? Suyen asked as he looked down towards Naruto. Naruto's eyes were wide open as he was just lying there. Suyen was confused. Hey! Answer me, he said. Oh. If you would excuse me, said Naruto as he lay there. It's just... You slapped me. I mean... You, of all person, just... slapped me, said Naruto as he lay there. Huh, it's funny. To think that someone so pathetic as you was able to actually lay your hand on me. I mean, what the hell was I thinking? I should have sliced your arm off. And yet you slapped me. Someone as pathetic and weak and worthless as you. Huh. It's just I'm finding it hard to believe that you just slapped me. You arrogant piece of... Suyen picked up his blade. You think that you're better than me. He brought the blade down as it was stopped by chains. Kakashi slashed down one of his opponents. His eyes went wide when he saw those golden chains. I mean, I'm like 100 times above you, said Naruto, as he kept on speaking. And yet you felt it prudent to disrespect me by placing your hand on me. Suyen was trying his best to stab Naruto in his face, as he kept on applying pressure. Having enough, the sword dematerialized as it turned into bullets of water, which he then proceeded to pelt the entire ground with. Suyen laughed. Let's see you survive that. When the smoke cleared, Suyen did not see a soul. Kakashi finished off his opponent as he came over. No, Kakashi. Kakashi froze as he stood there. However, Suyen was beyond shock, confused, as he couldn't understand. He felt the arm resting on his shoulder. This guy is all mine, so do not interfere, otherwise I'm gonna hurt you as well. Suyen clenched his fist as he spun it around. Naruto caught it. The ground cracked underneath, and because of the force, chakra started to emanate from Suyen's body. You think you can defeat me? He started to release more and more chakra. It started to spiral out of control as Naruto started to laugh. Pathetic. Suyen's face turned into a mixture of rage. You dare call my power pathetic? This is the work of the hero water. You have no idea the power I possess. Well, it's nothing, said Naruto, cut him off. You want to see real power? Let me show you real power. The place started to become tense. Electricity started to spark in the air as the two opposing forces started to clash. Suyen found himself being overwhelmed almost instantaneously. Kakashi had to leap away as spirals upon spirals of chakra decimate the land. He jumped towards his team to aid them. As Naruto looked towards Suyen, the man was afraid, trembling, as he was shocked that someone possessed this amount of power. You should have run the moment I stepped foot in this village, said Naruto. He grabbed Suyen and pulled him down. Naruto's knee made contact with the man's throat. Suyen's eyes went wide as he staggered back, clutching at his throat. Before he could recover though, his face was planted in the earth. However, he was then kicked across the entire street before his back impacted against one of the walls. He felt his arm yank. Several brutal punches to the face. His left eye was swollen almost instantaneously. His body was drop-kicked into the earth. Suyen coughed up blood. His hand shakily went up towards his throat as he grabbed the necklace and breaked it off before he swallowed the rest of the hero's water. The chakra coursed through his veins. He screamed enough as he rose to his feet. His chakra started to take on a new level However, this was costing him his life, as he started to burn through his life force. You think you can put me down? You think that you or anyone else would stop me from getting my revenge? You have no idea what I'm capable of. Let me show you, said Suyin, as he slammed his hands together. All the rivers, all the small lakes around the village or inside the village, water started to be yanked from them. Suyin created a massive pool of water that could submerge and crush anyone by the force. That pool of water hovered above Naruto. Suyin started to tremble as his body was hard pressed to keep this up. He grit his teeth. Now, let's see you survive this, he said, as he brought his hands down. Move, Kakashi shouted towards his team, knowing that when that thing hit, it would affect them as well. However, as he was moving, he heard a spiraling sound that caused him to slow down. Kakashi's eyes went wide when he saw Naruto raise his hand and a ball form. However, the chakra that he pumped into it, it became larger, larger, and larger. Rasengan. Because Suyin attack was in mid-air, when Naruto built his Rasengan, it was nothing normal. Kakashi was shocked when he fired it. He released it. How could someone contain such a volatile, large amount of chakra and release like that? The attack made contact with Suyin's, and the water was obliterated. The Rasengan released a violent onslaught of power. It was a good thing that he was in mid-air. After all, if it was not, quarter of the village would have been wiped out by the technique. The violent winds launched Team 7 away. Even Kakashi was blown back. Suyin was thrown. His body slammed into a building. As Suyin leaned up against that building, his body in agonizing pain, the hero water was taking its toll on him, as he had used up too much of his life force without even knowing. As he started to lose muscle fast, his hair started to fall out. The strain on his body was too much, and in mere seconds he was a withering old man as he collapsed down to his knees. Suyin watched as rain was pouring in the village, the attack causing violent rain to fall down. As he watched, he could only describe it as a demon as he walked through, his red eyes shining right through everything. The place was misty and soaked. As Naruto walked and stopped in front of the man, as Suyin looked up towards him, Naruto's boot came down and slammed his head right into the ground. "You're not worthy enough to look up at my face," said Naruto, as he placed his feet on Suyin's head. "Next time, don't go slapping someone, especially your better." "Well, I suppose there won't be a next time." As Naruto removed his leg, he started to walk away. There was a reason why. Suyin was already dying. As Naruto started to walk, the man shouted at him, "You!" However, his hand dropped down to the ground. As the life slowly left him, he wasted almost all of his chakra in that technique after all. That was not normal in any sense. And not to mention the hero water, it was too much for him. As Naruto placed his hands in his pockets, he figured he would find Guren and leave this place. Wait! As Naruto turned, he saw Team 7 standing there. As Naruto looked over them, "Yes," he said. "How can I help you?" Before Kakashi could say anything, "You're the one that saved me," said Sakura. "Oh yeah, about that. Kakashi, you should really watch that teammate of yours." Kakashi narrowed his gaze. "What are you?" "Him right there." "Not the Uchiha, the other one." He saw Sakura getting taken away, however, he did nothing to stop it. "What?" said Sakura. Sigh. "Is what he's saying true?" Sai narrowed his gaze. "Of course not," he said. "Why wouldn't I help my comrade?" "Who knows?" said Naruto. "Maybe because you're an asshole." "He's lying," said Sai. "Why would we believe someone like you?" "We don't even know you," Sai said, as he kept himself calm. Calm even under pressure. "You're good," said Naruto. However, I don't really care. I just thought there might be some fun around here, so I came. And it seems like I saved your asses. You can thank me later. As he turned his back, Naruto said Kakashi. Sasuke's eyes went wide at that, so did Sakura. Naruto? Sasuke said. Oh yeah, that's my name. I know I knew you. Your descriptions. You're Naruto the Tail Beast Killer, aren't you? Yeah, exactly. You also look like someone we lost as well. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. A friend of mine. A friend, huh? Yes. Although I guess I wasn't the best of friends. However, you showed up not long after he died. Yeah? And what of it? Kakashi was the one to speak up. Doesn't it seem quite strange? And that technique that you use. If I'm not mistaken, that's a Rasengan. A technique that was only used in the Hidden Leaf. There's only 3 people that ever use that technique. I myself. I am one of those people. Also, Jiraiya the Sannin. And Minato Namikaze the 4th Hokage. So tell me, how do you know that technique? And those chains? You're Uzumaki as well. So, that would make you Naruto Uzumaki? Said Sakura. Yeah. Been through this before, you know. I'm not your friend, said Naruto. I don't know who this guy of yours is that died. However, I'm not him. So don't get your hopes up. But your name, why is it so similar? You do know that more than one person can have the same name, right? I guess you're right, she said. However, she was grasping at straws here. So, said Kakashi, would you mind explaining how you know that technique? And why did you save my student? It's not like any pay is in it for you. I mean, I've heard about what you've done. And what you've done it for. And no one here is gonna pay you for your, well, help. Yes, as I said, I was feeling charitable. Well then, would you mind coming back to Konoha with us? I'm sure the Hokage would like to meet you. I'm afraid I can't. Naruto! A voice shouted. As the clear anger was in the tone. Yeah, I can't do that. Besides, it's not like you guys can force me to go back. Sasuke stepped forward. Oh, said Naruto, not paying the voice any mind for now. And what are you gonna do, Uchiha? Bring me back? You know, you're even more arrogant than me. Well, toodaloo, he says. He started to walk off. Are we just gonna let him leave? Sakura asks. I'm afraid we're not in a state to fight someone like him, said Kakashi, knowing that, after what he just saw, if they were to go up against him, it would be a bloodbath. And they would all lose. Sasuke, enough, said Kakashi, seeing that Sasuke wanted to go after him. Arrogance, bravado, he didn't know what it was, but it would be the stupidest move that he ever make. And it might get them all killed. The remaining Suian supporters are taken care of by the grass ninjas. As Naruto appeared in an opposite building a distance away. I'm here. Where the hell did you go, said Guren? Easy, said Naruto. I just got caught up. In what? We're not supposed to be here, remember? Don't worry, it's not like anyone knows that I'm working for you. Well, not you per se, but you know. So, everything wrapped up? Just about, she said. Just don't go wandering around. Yes, ma'am, he salutes. Jackass, she said, as they made their way. Time skip. At Konoha. If this is actually true, then this guy is playing a game that I'm not sure if he's on our side or if he's against us. The voice of Jiraiya said as he looked towards Hiruzen. Hiruzen sat in his chair as he thought it over. And you said that he has a hatred towards you. But for what reason? I'm not sure, but Tsunade truly believe that it has something to do with Minato and Kushina. From what she has told me, why can't she just come to speak to me personally? She won't. She's in a bar nearby the Fire Country. I'm gonna go meet up back with her when we're gonna search once again. Hiruzen sigh. This is getting a lot more complicated than I thought. There was a knock. As he glanced towards the door, enter, he said. Team 7 enter. Ah, Jiraiya-sama, say Kakashi. I'm glad that you're here. Huh? What's up? We ran into the individual known as Naruto. You did? On your mission? Said Hiruzen. Yes. Tell me everything. Time skip. After relaying all of that information, Jiraiya had left once again, as Hiruzen was now left alone with Kakashi. You don't believe that he's lying? No. We both know that Sai is a trained root agent by Danzo, and I don't think this Naruto character is lying, because he didn't really care if we believe he's lying or not. So you truly believe that Sai would watch Sakura die and say nothing about it, or at least be taken away to know God know what happened to her? Yes. I truly do not believe that he was lying. Hiruzen clenched his fists. Don't worry, Kakashi. I will sort this out. Do you think it is wise to keep him on the team with this newest development? As I said, do not worry. I will handle this before you go on another mission. Although, with the tuning exams coming around, I don't think I'll be sending you guys on any more long-term mission. As Kakashi nodded. Time skip. As Naruto lay in a hotel room. It was midday. He was in a 5-star hotel. There was a television directly in the wall that he was watching as he lay on the cozy bed. He felt something as there was a knock on his window as he turned to see that it was none other than Konan. Surprised by her showing up like this, as he wondered did she already had a mission for him. Making his way, he opened said window. She flew in without saying anything. Her paper wings already vanishing. As Naruto simply jumped back in bed. There was an open bag of chips next to him. As he continued to eat, he did not say anything to her. As Konan just looked at him. You know, if you think I'm going to break the awkward silence that you came in and created, I'm not, said Naruto as he returned back to eating. Well, you just did, she said. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. So, Angel, how can I help you? She narrowed her gaze at that. However, he did not know he was just teasing her. Nice nickname, she said. Well, you do have wings, he said to her. I guess you're right about that. Well, I came to speak to you about what happened, she said. Looking a bit nervous, I didn't... With what? You mean when we had sex? Her face turned a bit red. Yeah, you know you don't have to put it like that. You know that you're an adult woman, right? Said Naruto. Of course I know. What of it? Well, you're acting like a shy schoolgirl. Just shut it, she said. Look, that was an accident. It was never supposed to happen. This is strictly a business relationship. Oh, so we're in a relationship now, are we? It's not like that, you ass, she said. Fine, said Naruto. You know, flying off like that really hurt my feelings though. I mean, you could have at least stayed until I wake up. Or woke me. Well, you didn't try to kill me in my sleep, so I trust you a bit more even now. So you're saying that you didn't completely trust me even after we... You mean have sex, said Naruto. Yes, she said. Well, you could have done it in a way to seduce me. You know you're a real paranoid person, right? Yeah, I've been told that before, said Naruto. Actually, I'm lying. I haven't. Been called an ass, cocky, jerk. But I haven't been called paranoid. Strange. Konan sighed. She shook her head as she noticed a piece of paper. However, Naruto reached over and took it up and folded it. Orochimaru, she said. Now, where did that name come from? Said Naruto. I saw it there on the paper that you take up. What is going on? She asks. None of your business, said Naruto. After all, this is professional, right? So, stay out of my business. Hey, why are you becoming so defensive? I mean, I just want to... I said, it's okay. Look, I've been doing this a long time than you. After all, you're new. So, that guy's not someone for you to deal with. He's not a good person, and he will backstab and try to kill you. You don't think I know that, said Naruto. Then why are you working with him? Who said I was? Why is his name written down? Maybe I write all my friends' name down. You're his friend? Nah, Wrong choice of statement, said Naruto. Maybe I write all of my enemies down. Your name might be Aunt as well. So I'm your enemy now. Keep asking me so much questions, and I'll start to suspect you as one. You're joking, right? You know, I could have killed you in your sleep while you were sleeping. I mean, you were out. So cold. Huh. That's true, said Naruto. Or was I? Perhaps I was faking. Nah, you were sleeping, she said. Believe what you want. But you should know, illusion is what you make it believe it be. Why don't you have a seat? You know, this is a really expensive hotel. Went on a mission recently, so there's no need. I'll cover for you, he said. As he reached over, there was an intercom that went down towards downstairs. So what do you like? I didn't came here to eat. Well, if you're not eating, I'm not gonna talk to you, said Naruto. You know, I can understand why people call you an ass. Maybe they just like my ass so much, said Naruto. Or maybe they want to kick it, she said. Good point. Fine, she said, seeing that he was not gonna break on this. I am a bit hungry, and besides, you're a pain. She said that smirk. Guess you got me there. A few minutes later, as the both of them were now in bed, on the opposite side of course. She had just ordered a salad, as Naruto had really been upset about that. In a comical way though, she said she was hungry and yet she ordered a salad. And she ate it to just piss him off. The way she did it on purpose, saying that she was hungry while she ate it. As it was just mean as fun. However, in her mind, Konan was shocked that he was in dealings with Orochimaru. But she had to stay in character. However, the more she did it, more she felt like it was becoming a part of her. It just came so natural. But she needed to know more about Orochimaru. You know, you've been a good business partner so far. Are you getting sentimental? Said Naruto. You know, if you want to cuddle, we can. She placed salad bowl to the side as she came over and rested her head on his chest, wrapping one arm around him. As Naruto looked down towards her in shock, she looked up with a smirk. Never expected that, did you? She said. Well, no, really, no. Seems like someone's gotten out of their shell. Is it because we slept together? Once again her cheeks turned a bit pink, however. She sent away so fast it was barely even noticeable. Maybe, she said, just going along with the flow. As Naruto looked down towards her, her ears were pressed up against his chest. She could hear his heartbeat. She couldn't tell if he was lying or anything. The reason I said you were a good business partner was because you do the work. And you have the power to back up your allies if you're going on a cruise with someone, especially me. So I don't want to see you die. Tell me, what are you doing with Orochimaru? Why, said Naruto. I had some dealings with him in the past. And let's just say, I almost died, she said. Really? What happened? Not until you tell me what you're doing. Fine, said Naruto. Look, I'm just working for him. Nothing too big, just a few missions here and there. As Naruto was not gonna tell her what he was gonna actually do. Look, if it's the money that you need, it's not the money, said Naruto. Then why are you doing this? Secret. And let me guess, you're not gonna reveal it, are you? Absolutely not. Throughout all of that conversation, his heart did not accelerate once. He was just so calm. As she felt the arm wrapped her in her waist. What the hell was she doing? She warned herself back at the hidden ring that she was not supposed to get so close, and yet here she was, in bed with him, lying down next to him. With his arm around her waist, or here on his chest, hearing his heartbeat that was so hypnotic. It was so calm. So warm. As she looked up towards him. As he looked down towards her. She pulled herself away. I said we can't do this. Do what? Said Naruto. You know what I'm talking about. We're working this as professionals. Catching feelings for one another is not something that is going to help us in the long run. Konan knew that if he fall in love with her, it will be easier for her to get the information that she wanted. However, A part of her knew that doing this to him would be horrible, because later on down the line she would break his heart. She would rip his heart apart when she revealed her true motives. However, for the sake of the mission, for the sake of the peace, she had to. She swallowed her emotions. It's just, I've been through this before, she said. And I lost someone, so it's, you can think of it as stress relieving. What do you mean? She said. Well, I don't know about you, but after doing some missions, I'm pretty stressful. And after what we did, well, I came out feeling refreshed, calm as ever and light. So you want to screw me to release your stress? What the hell do you think I am? A friend, said Naruto. We can be sex buddies. And what if I don't want that? Well then, we'll be professionals. Look. No, she said. As nice as that might sound. Oh, so it does sound nice. Stop getting ahead of yourself, you asshole. It's complicated, alright? Is there someone else now, he asks. No, it's not that, you asshole. I've told you before, this is not a word that you fall in love with someone. And who said anything about falling in love? Well, I wouldn't want to break your heart. Break my heart. I should be saying that to you. As she chuckled a bit. I bet you believe that you're above it all, don't you? She said as she rolled over and straddled his waist. Because you're a bit handsome, she said as she brought her hand down and rested against his cheek. As she leaned down and whispered in his ear, you believe that you're so attractive that every girl wants what you have. Well, you're wrong, she said. As she pulled back, you're not that special. However, once she pulled back, she saw a look in his eyes. A look that she's not really seen before. Hunger. As she felt a shiver went down her spine. He pulled himself up as their lips were inches away. As she could feel his hot breath. His arm roamed around her. Konan couldn't help herself as she felt lost in loss. She was the one that was supposed to be affecting him, but here she was. But she told herself that this was a way of getting him to fall for her. The more time they spent together, the more he would become. Unable to let her go. It was already working as she saw the look in his eyes. So it was just a moment of time before she actually leaned in to tease him and pull back. However, her body betrayed her as she leaned in and kissed him. And all hell broke loose. The next thing she knew, he was tearing her clothing off. Quite viciously, as he ripped it off without even hesitating. He pinned her down in bed as he started ravishingly attack her neck before kissing and going down low. As she screamed out in ecstasy. Time skip. What the hell did she do? She woke up in bed once again beside him. Damn it, damn it, damn it. She didn't want to take it so far, but once things have already played out, she could not stop it. She couldn't help herself. However, it was working. So far he has told her things that normally he would not tell her. 1. About Orochimaru. They can use him to get a link on Orochimaru as well. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. However, the thought of betraying him. However, she snapped her head back into focus. She told herself that she was just doing this for the mission. That she needed to do this. That she had to do this. It was the only way to make sure that peace reigned. Because he did not believe that peace can be achieved, but Nagato believed that they could. And she would do this to make sure that peace reigned. Although, she was enjoying herself. She felt like a woman. She felt alive. She felt her spirit rich with pleasure and lust. And it was amazing. Not to mention with his stamina. Once or twice was not enough for him. Even now she was thinking about it with him right beside her. However, she had to make sure that there are some boundaries. She couldn't let this backfire on her. She needed to be the one in control here, not him. However, he was sleeping. She slipped a hand in his pocket that was on the ground. As she pulled out the piece of paper, she narrowed her gaze. It was coordinates. What the hell? She quickly pulled one of her papers as she used her chakra to burn in the paper what she found. As she returned the paper to his pocket, she wondered if that was the location of Orochimaru. Before she did anything, she had to check it out. She could not tell Nagato yet because he would send the Akatsuki to eliminate Orochimaru. And it would be quite coincidence that he was with her this night and then Orochimaru's location was found. The said location was on that piece of paper that he had tossed away in his pants on the ground. As she didn't want him to become suspicious of her and keep things away. So she had to check it out herself to see what was going on. Meanwhile that was going on, at the hidden sand, the Kazekage stood on his porch looking down towards his village. As he scanned over his entire village, soon the sand would be higher than the rest. He knew that he was making a risky deal here, but this was necessary. Konoha was getting all the contracts. The sand had to make a strategic move before something bad happens. Otherwise, well, the sand will fall. Screw alliances, screw partnership. The only thing that he cared about was the survival of his village. That was the only thing that came first, nothing about that. Nothing at all, said Raz as he stood on his porch. Back at the hotel, Konan went in the bathroom to get a shower. The place was quite elegant, as Naruto was still sleeping. However, he told her, and Naruto wasn't a liar. Maybe he was not. As Naruto's eyes snapped open as he glanced down towards his pants on the ground. Now what was she up to, he thought to himself. There was one thing for certain though. He knew when Orochimaru was gonna attack. He had a lot more information that he needed to get back to the old man at the office. The Hokage needed to know about this to prepare himself. Soon enough, at the Chunin exams, that was 3 weeks away. It seems like he will have to enter Konoha once again. A part of him just didn't want to leave them hanging like this. And he really hated that part, however. He was just gonna go in and get out. After all, he was a new man. The village had nothing more to do with him. However, as a last obligation, he was gonna kill Orochimaru. And then he was done. In 3 weeks, he will have to attend the Chunin exam to see what was taking place. With the link that Orochimaru had with the grass, those traitors that were betraying Konoha, because they want the grass to become one of the great nations as well. Well, they will soon find out why the grass is nowhere near to the might of the hidden leaf. Not because of Naruto, but he was sure that they will feel the wrath of Konoha as well. However, there's another. Orochimaru has been keeping that information away from him. He still did not fully trust him yet. However, he's gonna speak to the man really soon. After all, he knew that the man was sending groups to Konoha, and he would like to be a part of one of them. He's gonna make up his reasons. But the next time he make his way out of the country to another, it was gonna be to attend the Chunin exams. Home. That is what he could call it in a way. He lies head back down as he heard the shower in the bathroom turn on. As he wondered what she was up to. He had tried his best to remain neutral about the whole thing, because so far she hasn't done anything that would warrant him to not trust her. However, he knew that she was hiding something big from him. Maybe she was cautious about him and Orochimaru, and she wanted to perhaps kill the man or something, but well, she was making him believe that she was up to something, and he would hate to find out that she's been against him this entire time. It wouldn't be good at all. But guys, be and subscribe right here for the next part, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification so you post about more for notes to get soon. Peace guys.